Still live on VIPboxing.tv, also KO TV, and with the Saarlands in Germany, finally sponsored by Pain Solutions. Contest number 5 is 4 3-minute rounds of boxing in the Super Welterweight division. Introducing to you firstly, boxing out of the blue corner, wearing the red, black and white glued shorts. At the weighing he scale, 10 stone, 10 pounds, 4 ounces. From 8 contests, he has 4 wins, 3 defeats and 1 draw. Presenting from Digbeth, Ben Fields. And opposing him, boxing out of the red corner, wearing the white cloth shorts trimmed with the sky blue. At the weighing he scale, 10 stone, 12 pounds, 4 ounces. From 3 contests, he has 3 wins. One of those wins going by way of knockout. Presenting from Manchester, the undefeated Jake James. Timekeeper at the bell is Amjad Ditter. Star referee in charge of the action, Phil Edwards from Preston. 4 3-minute rounds.
Okay, gentlemen, you follow my instructions. When I tell you to break cleanly and take a step back. Watch the heads in close. Touch gloves, good luck.
Here we go then with this one, and it's always interesting to see how a fight changes the style under new guideship, training with Haroon Headley, of course. You didn't see how Jake settled into this one early on.
Yeah, like you said, it'll be interesting. Jake's 3-0. He turned pro in December of 2017 with a decision win over Rudolf Derisha. The ever reliable MJR was his next opponent in March of last year, another 4-round decision win. And then in June he beat James Gorman with a second-round KO, knocked him out for body shot. Since then he's had a bit of a minor upheaval. He's decided to change gyms. Champs Camp has still got that name recognition. I remember growing up as a kid in Gorton and everyone was talking about Champs Camp for all the stuff that was going on at the time. So it'll be interesting to see how he develops under Haroon.
Yeah, and in the other corner, Ben Fields, of course, we've seen him numerous times on the VIP shows. Now, you know exactly what he's going to bring. He's going to keep coming forward from the first bell to the last. It's so important for Jake, and we say it a lot. He's just got to land something early on and make Fields think twice about engaging.
Yeah, and it looks like he's trying to do that so far without putting himself at any real risk.
He seems to have settled in nicely behind that jab.
Yeah, the jab was nice. He was about out of range with one of the right hands he attempted, but as you say, he's settled himself in nicely, not doing anything too silly.
A little warning from the referee for a low blow from Fields. Just a little ticking off.
Yeah, it wasn't the lowest blow I've seen him, but as we always say, the protectors are always riding a little bit high. But as you say, it shows that Fields has got some ambition of his own. He's still at the point in his career where he doesn't have to be an opponent, he can pull things back.
Yeah, and it's interesting that he's chosen to go on the road and get as many fights as he can, but he doesn't come in there just to survive and, you know, tuck up and get through the rounds. Every time I've seen him, he's had the ambition of winning, and he's got a few results on the road so far. Something you don't really see that often.
Yeah, and as you say, it's good to see. It lets the opponent know that they're not just there with someone who's just going to fiddle and mess away through the fight. They've got, like you say, some ambition.
And it's credit to Steve Wood as well, of course, for keep matching his guys with Ben Fields.
Yeah, and he started off well. Fields, he beat MJ Hall in his first fight. Then Yusuf Alamidi, he had the win over Jamie Collins, a debutant. He beat on points. Had a couple of reverses, one against Mohamed Ali Saeed, Raymond Perez, and he beat Lee Gunter, a decent win for him over 4 rounds. Had a draw with Matthew Rennie, again over 4 rounds, and lost his last fight against Luke Fisher. So you should say it's been a mixed bag for Fields, but he is capable of bringing an upset on his night.
Yeah, James looks to have settled in nicely early on here, though, coming towards the end of the first round. He hasn't let Fields get into that rhythm of just charging forward and pulling his opponents like he did against a couple of the guys on the VIP shows that we've seen.
Yeah, and even some of the fights he's lost, Fields, he's given his opponent plenty to think about. Last time out, he lost to Luke Fisher, but he was 39-37, so he had these moments of success in that one as well.
Yeah, and he's shown glimpses of what he's capable of in this opening round, but Jake James has dealt with him well here in that opening first round. Little smile from his coach as he goes back towards the corner.
Yeah, he'd say it's a good first round. His trainer will be happy with what he's seen from his new fighter. And as we say, going to somewhere like Champs Camp, working with someone like Haroon, it puts a lot of responsibility on your shoulders as well as a fighter, so you want to learn everything you can from an experienced team and an experienced trainer and show that in the ring on fight night.
Yeah, Haroon's establishing himself as a good trainer on the Manchester scene at the moment. Got a few good prospects in the gym.
Yeah, he's doing well at the moment. We've always been blessed with really good trainers here in Manchester going back many years, so that continues to be the case, which is good, because it means we'll continue to produce good boxers.
Yeah, Atif Shafiq in that gym, of course, now, and he's just knocking on the door for title fight soon as well. He looks to be a special talent as well. A lot of people speak of Jake in the same light as Atif as well. Massive testament to Jake's ability. And here's a bit more of the Ben Fields that we're used to seeing. He just has one of those styles where he'll keep marching forward no matter what's being thrown at him.
Yeah, you should say he's come out with a bit more purpose this round. Probably realised his 4 rounds, he's already lost the first round, but it's still all to play for. He could snatch a draw if he manages to grab this round and another one, or maybe even a win if he manages to get the 3 rounds, which is unlikely given the performance we saw from his opponent in the first round.
Not a bad thing for Jake to do, just hold him when Fields comes forward there. And just resetting, letting the referee set distance again.
Yeah, as we've seen opponents trying to hold and buy themselves some time, but sometimes for the prospects, like you say, if you just need to reset everything, grab hold of your opponent and let the referee sort it out for you while you get your composure back.
Yeah. Jake picked a lovely body shot when you were talking then with that right hand. He's doing a really good job of dealing with the assets that Fields brings to the ring.
Yeah, no sign of panic or anything in either the first round or this round. When Fields first came out with a bit of fire under him, then James had just stuck to his own boxing and stayed composed, tied him up, and now he's showing good lateral movement. Yeah,
and talking to the guys in this camp, they felt that the style that Ben Fields has got will play into the hands of Jake James tonight. And judging from the first 4.5 minutes of this bout, he's doing a really good job of just negating what Fields brings to the table. He's so effective at doing.
Yeah, it's got a bit messy this round, but James is still winning the round and still doing what he needs to do.
Yeah, and Fields' biggest strength is volume with shots. He throws a lot of punches, and I think it's just a bit of a testament to Jake James that he's not throwing as much as he usually does.
Yeah, Fields just not been able to set himself so far in the fight because of the movement from his opponent, the lateral movement and the jab, and just the all-round boxing ability.
Lovely head movement from James to get all the way that. Took an uppercut though, and then a swinging right hook.
Yeah, as you say, Fields is usually it's a volume puncher, but he clips in a couple of shots there. If you can let him build up and head the steam, he can be a real tough guy to dislodge and discourage.
The head's coming dangerously close there on the inside. Little ticking off of Fields for punching around the back of the head. Second time he's had that warning. Something to keep an eye out for as this fight continues. Come towards the end of the second.
Yeah, Phil Edwards has pointed out a couple of times it's nothing too drastic. But again, another good round from James.
He wouldn't have blamed Jake James' corner for taking an easier fight. First one under Haroon, of course, and it's a tough fight against Ben Fields for anyone, but he's negating everything that Fields does well so far.
Yeah, and sometimes taking an easier fight can be a false economy because you go out there and get the result you expect, but you're not really pushing yourself or give yourself any form of a test whatsoever. Whereas you say someone like Fields, in the back of James's mind, they'll have thought about the times Fields has come and grabbed out a result as well. So it'll be good. It'll be a good tool sharpener for him in an ideal first fight under his new team.
And it makes a refreshing change to see someone like Fields in the away corner in these 4-rounders.
Yeah, I should say he came out that round with a bit more fire as well, so it'll be interesting to see what Fields does in this round. He's 2 rounds down, but he's just giving a little nod to someone at ringside, so maybe he's going to come out and try and put something into this round to try and arrest the decline.
The jab's been the most impressive thing that Jake James has thrown so far tonight. And Fields come charging out at the start of this round again.
Yeah, he knows Fields. He knows he's got to do something this round. It's not the most scientific approach he's taking, but he's bringing it.
Referee just called a timeout for punching around the back of the head. Third warning he's given. He's taken a point off. And that certainly changes things, doesn't it? If there was any doubt about those opening couple of rounds, Fields hasn't done any good work that he's done so far. Jake James will be clearly ahead on the scorecards now. The referee gave his fair share of warnings for that as well. Fields didn't take him on board. And especially in a 4-rounder, it completely changes the outlook of a fight, doesn't it?
Yeah, it just gives James that extra cushion of that extra point in the deductions column. Fields came out looking to try and make a statement in that round. It was kind of counterproductive because all he's done is cost himself a point. And it was more through foolishness than anything else.
Yeah, it was totally unnecessary, wasn't it? You know, sometimes guys get points off for holding, and you can see why they're doing it, but you know, there's no real need for the infringements that Fields was doing. So frustrating for the corner and his team.
And it just kind of deflated him a little bit as well when he had that point taken off. He was giving out a bit of fairballs to James, and looks like he was trying to fire himself back into the fight, and that's just solidly deflated him now. And going 3 rounds down already in a 4-round is not ideal. Enough a clash of heads as well.
Yeah, they clashed a couple of times in the second round.
And the timeout's brought to us by Pain Solutions. No solution at the moment to Fields' pain. He's just not able to get into the fight, taking jabs, taking right hands, and like we say, he tried to get himself back into the fight, and all he ended up doing was losing himself a point.
Yeah, and Jake James has made this into the fight that he wanted it to be. He's not been drawn in at all by Ben Fields.
Yeah, he's been calm and composed, as we say. Obviously, he wants to show his new trader what he's made of in terms of his metal inside the ring.
Lovely shot with that right hand from Jake James, showing his foot movement as well to get out of the way. It's been a really disciplined performance this as well. You know, when Fields has managed to get on the inside, he's just tucked up and got hold of Fields and not allowed him to work.
Yeah, and Fields has acknowledged that he smiled at him a couple of times, a little wry smile, so he's acknowledging that his opponent's making life exceptionally difficult for him.
Just missing with that uppercut. Jake James. 30 seconds to go in this 3rd round. And since that point deduction, he's looked pretty comfortable, James, in that.
Yeah, at the start of this round, it looked like it might be uncomfortable for him because Fields came out really looking to try and do some work. He was quite agricultural in his approach, and it ended up costing him a point in the end, so that'll be a disappointment for him when he looks back or reflects back on this fight.
Final seconds of the 3rd round. Another one in the bank for Jake James, and you know, barring anything dramatic, it looks like he's comfortably cruising to this.
And again, Fields tries throwing a few punches late in the round, but nothing connected.
Yeah, still looks nice and calm in that corner as well, Jake James. The thing we've seen when Ben Fields has boxed his opponents has become really flustered and a bit anxious with the work rate that Fields has, and don't really know how to deal with it. But you know, Jake James is showing the blueprint about how to beat a fighter like Ben Fields tonight.
And he's been focused, James, towards the end of that round, or at the end of the round itself. Fields tried to touch gloves and James just walked away, which I like to see. I think fighters should only touch gloves before the end of the final round of a championship fight or after the fight itself. Sometimes we've seen fighters touching gloves after almost every round, and it just makes you wonder what's going on. So it was good that James turned his back on his opponent's gesture of goodwill, and they'll come out now and hopefully try and show some gestures of bad will towards him.
Here we go then, the last one of this scheduled 4-rounder. Been an accomplished performances so far from Jake James. The customary attack from Ben Fields at the start of the round.
Again, Fields comes out firing as he did at the start of the previous round, but this time he's trying to do it in a cleaner way, but he's got a massive mountain to climb in terms of the points.
Yeah, he's going to have to find a punch from the heavens, isn't he, to get anything out of this fight, you'd think. You struggle to make an argument even for him winning any of the opening 3 rounds, and with that point deduction as well.
Yeah, it's been patchy from Fields. Like we say, that last round he tried to get himself back into the fight, but it just wasn't happening for him.
Yeah, I said it in the second round, that jab's been impressive from Jake James so far. Controlled everything with that jab. You can hear the corner calling for Ben Fields to keep coming forward. Missing wildly with that left hook. Right, I'm getting through from Ben Fields there.
Yeah, it's a nice shot, but again, he came out with lots of steam for the first minute of the round, and then he's just landed a nice right hand, but he's kind of dissipated a little bit now, that aggression that he had.
Yeah, and every round's followed the same pattern with Fields charging out of his corner, and James quickly regained control. His head movement's been good as well so far, Jake James. He's got out of the way of those big hooks that Fields throws.
Yeah, he landed a nice little uppercut inside there, as you said. He worked that shot well.
And Fields jumping off his feet, throwing that hook. And this is what we've seen from him before, just biting down on the gum shield and throwing big shots.
Yeah, as you say, Fields is almost trying to do a Floyd Patterson-esque leaping left hook. But he's no Floyd Patterson, so he just needs to keep his feet on the ground and try and work his opportunities that way.
Another shot getting through from Fields. He's had a lot more success in this round than he has in the other three.
Yeah, this has been his best round of the fight so far. I think he's losing this round, but as you say, he's coming out and throwing some shots. Being warned again by Phil Edwards about use of the head and various fouls.
I think the referee's done a good job of this one. He's allowed them to work on the inside and picked up on all the infringements.
Yeah, it's been a sensible refereeing performance. That last round, that was a flagrant foul, so we had to take the point off for that. But he's given both fighters plenty of opportunity to work.
The final seconds of this fourth round. And it's been a good round this for Ben Fields, but it's certainly a case of too little too late.
Yeah, and I think James has done the better, more quality work this round, so he looks like he's going to win every round and get the point deduction. I think he's looking at 40-35 on my card if things stay the same.
And a very good performance that from Jake James. A little bit of blood coming from the nose of James from the end of the round, but he'll be pretty happy with that. You can see the corner are happy with the work he's done.
Yeah, it's a nice first step for him in terms of the new team. It gives him plenty to build on for the next fight, and they'll just continue to build together and gel in the gym.
Yeah, be looking to keep active now as well, Jake. I know the plan's to get him out as soon as they can after this one.
Yeah, that's what they'll want, activity, keep him busy, keep him out, and just keep building that rapport in the corner, in the fights and in the gym as well.
Yeah, and we say it about most fights, don't we? It's so important to keep active now. Yeah, we've seen Seb Eubank having a year out of the ring. He can't really be affording to do that as a prospect. You know, keep learning in the gym and having fights as regular as you can before you're ready to step up in levels.
And we're about to get the decision from Michael Pass.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 extremely hard-fought rounds of boxing, star referee Phil Edwards has scored the contest 38 points to 37 points for your winner. Now undefeated in 4 professional contests from Manchester, Jake James. Always a young man who comes to box, Ben Fields.
Funnily enough, if it weren't for the point deduction, we'd have been looking at a draw tonight, and that would have been a real bit of a disaster for James under his new trainer. I can't quite see the logic.
We spoke about Ben Fields losing that point, how frustrating it would be for the corner, and there's a prime example of why in those 4 rounds you never know how the referee's scoring it, and you can make an argument for Fields winning that 4th round maybe, but the first 3, I'm not convinced that any of them you can give against Jake James. Anyway, on to the next one. And it's the highly anticipated debut of Aqib Fiaz. He's in with Ibra Riaz, and a lot of people have been talking about Aqib as someone to watch as he makes a step from the amateurs to the professional game. And then after that, the final fight of the evening, Mark Heffron gets back in the ring after that defeat he suffered at the hands of Liam Williams for the British title at the Manchester Arena in December. And Mark will certainly be looking to make a statement tonight and get back to winning ways before catapulting himself back into title contention. Tonight's action sponsored by Oxyfire, Pain Solutions and Delta Code, of course.